But go ahead and make yourself comfortable on a blanket or a block. And when you're ready, you can close your eyes. Take a moment to observe how you're feeling. What is weighing heavy on your heart and your mind? Maybe you've been immersed in reading about the mass shooting in Uvalde, Texas, a place I've been to many, many, many times in my life. Just the weight in our own lives as parents and as humans, as caring and sensitive beings. The trauma that can be felt from those incidences that keep coming over and over and over again can be pretty intense. So be tender with yourself, kind and compassionate. There's many ways to take action, to speak up, to be heard. Sometimes we live life as if we're permanent, and these are ever reminders of the nature of impermanence and what is out of our control. So just noticing how all of this is landing in your family and in your body. And also remembering that as big as it feels, it is a small fraction of how people are in the world. Notice your breath. Notice your heartbeat. Notice your body. Try to fully inhabit your body. And with your next inhale, bring your palms together. You can join me for chanting an Om, taking an inhale. Om. And exhale, release your hands. When you're ready, open your eyes. And you can switch the cross of your legs. And we're going to begin with a circle of the head, the neck, the shoulders. So physiologically, when there's a lot of stress going on in the world and in our lives, our body goes into sometimes a high protection state, and we get stiffer after we're kind of settling into the news of whatever is going on. So you might notice that there's more tenderness in your muscles or your joints. Take the head in the other direction. This is the body's producing of, in the beginning, cortisol and adrenaline, but then it becomes inflammation. And roll the shoulders up and back and down. Inflammation is what the body creates to try to heal, but when it continues on and on and on and on, it's not healing, it's kind of the opposite of healing. Move your hands, your fingers. So drinking more water, eating cleaner foods can be helpful. So if you are on a blanket, you can move it to the side and bring your hands to the fronts of your knees and round the back. Press the knees forward into the hands and stretch out the back body. And then rock the weight forward. Inhale, lift the face, draw the shoulders back and down, stretching the front body. And we're going to just roll a few more times across the glutes as we round the spine, and back over the glutes as we stretch the spine. You can combine the breath with the movement. It's an out breath that rounds the back and an in breath to extend. And exhale, last one. And inhale, going to center. We're going to do some rolls of the pelvis. So it's this very small circle. So it's almost like you're trying to resist this pelvic circle, trying to get the belly button in all of the corners, left, right, back, front, and then go the other direction. You're engaging your glute muscles when you do this, and also your abdominal muscles. And this is meant to stabilize the sacroiliac joints and create more healing and stability there. And you're going to slide your feet forward. It's going to be the first of several hip openers we're going to do today. So the shins are going to be stacked one in front of the other, and you're going to lift the chest to try to create an extended spine, walking the hands forward. And if you don't feel enough of a stretch, you can take whatever leg is in front on top. Just make sure that you're not on the ankle, you're just past the ankle bone, and you can extend the arms forward. Take a few deep breaths. So breathing deeply is a way to respond to that external stress and worry. Your body can't be both in deep breath and fight, flight, or freeze. So it helps the nervous system to kind of calm and soften and be more steady. Once you feel like you've gone to the length that you want to stretch, you're going to gently shift your weight left and right. And as we shift the weight left and right, we get into the top of the hip and a little bit into the waist. And then walk the hands back in. Just remembering which leg you have in front. I want you to firm the abdominal muscles. And you're going to round the lower back a little bit. You're going to tilt your body back, and you're going to slowly lift the legs. And then we're going to switch, coming to the other side. So when you come down, the other legs in front, the heels are close to the knees, the shins are parallel to one another. You'll walk the hands forward again. And if you see that you want more stretch, you're going to take that foot on top. You will feel more stretch in the leg that you have in front or on top. When you have a tighter hip, you'll feel it on both, no matter which leg you have in front. So take some deep breaths. Noticing the sensations in the body, trying to soften the areas that are not involved in the stretch. And when you have gone as far as you'd like to stretch, you're going to gently shift the weight left and right. And then walking the hands back. And you're going to tilt the pelvis, rolling to more of the sacral area, slowly lifting the legs, extending the legs. If this hurts your back, hold on to your legs. Otherwise, you can extend your arms and your legs. And then we'll exhale, cross the ankles, and move forward into a hands and knees position. Spread out your fingers. We're going to exhale, round the back, release the head, and inhale. Allow the upper back to lift, to arch, the chest to lift, but let the lower spine be relaxed. When you round the back, you're going to pull the navel towards the spine. And inhale. And then come to neutral. So try to lift the belly button. So not rounding it, but trying to find that neutral position. And you're going to firm the belly, and you're going to lift one leg, it doesn't matter which one, about the knee is going to come about the height of the hip, and you're going to reach the foot up and then lower the knee just a little bit. So we're trying to strengthen, this is strengthening the glute, this is strengthening the hamstring, and also the area right above the pelvic rim and right around the waist and the lower back area. And then on the next exhale, you're going to round your back and draw the knee in. And this time you're going to extend the leg straight out. Exhale, round the back, draw the knee in, inhale. And then last one, exhale, inhale. And then bring that leg down, stretching out the calf. So with that leg stretched behind you, you can spread out the toes and reach the weight back to stretch out the calf. And then go ahead and lift up into downward dog. And just notice the difference in the two legs. The leg you just were working might feel broader and warmer and a little more stretched. And then come down to the knees, point the toes, sit back into child's pose. And take a few deep, slow breaths. And inhale, coming back to hands and knees. We're going to do some very large circles with the hips. So back to the side, to the front. And then go the other direction. You can take the knees as wide as feel comfortable. And if your wrists are starting to feel like they need a break, you can come onto your fists or your forearms. And then we're going to do the other leg. So you're going to lift the knee and you're going to press up. So you're not bending the back very much. You're trying to really isolate this in the butt, the hamstring, and in that the muscles that wrap around the lower back. So firming in the belly, pressing up. 2 more times. And then the next one, you're going to round and draw the head in towards the knee. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, pull the knee in around the back. So this is going to create heat in the body, strength and stability. 2 more times. And on this last one, when you take the leg down, curl the toes under and reach your heel back to stretch out the calf. And then come into downward dog. Spread out your fingers. You can shift your hips left and right. And then walk your hands forward. Walk your hands back and your feet forward. Let your knees bend. This will help not pull too much on the lower back. You can take a hold of your elbow creases with your thumbs and get a little stretch from the spine. And then your elbows are going to come on top of your thighs and you're going to bend your knees a little bit more, lifting the head and the chest. And then we're going to slowly come all the way up, stretch the arms overhead. And exhale, release the arms. So coming towards the front of your mat or adjusting your position however you need to. We're going to inhale, take the arms overhead. We're going to exhale, let the arms come down at your sides and lift that left leg. So the work that we just did on the knees is what can help balance in this position by strengthening all of those muscles. Bend the front knee and step the left foot back onto the ground. Inhale, stretch the arms overhead. And exhale, take the arms wide, look over the front hand. Turn the front palm face up, take your back hand to your hip, inhale, stretching that arm back for extended warrior, firming through the core. Exhale, forearm to the top of the thigh, and the left arm comes overhead. Breathing, drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, let the left hand come inside the right foot. You can lift the back heel. And exhale, stretch the right arm up. Then inhale, the hand's going to come down. We're going to bend the back knee and bring it forward next to the front foot. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. And inhale, come all the way up. Stretch the arms, lift the eyes. Exhale, arms back to your sides. Inhale, arms overhead. You're going to let the arms come down. You're going to take your weight into your other leg and take your time lifting your right leg back. Bend your left knee, step your right foot back on the ground, or bend the front knee for warrior one. Inhale, stretching the arms up. And exhale, taking the arms wide. Looking over the front hand. Turn the front palm face up, take the back hand to the hip, inhale, extended warrior. And exhale, forearm to the top of the thigh. The right arm's going to stretch overhead. Breathing here, creating length through the waist, strength and stability through the center. Inhale, bring that hand down inside the foot, lift the back heel, and open up through the left arm. Inhale, the hand comes down. You're going to bend the back knee and step it forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward bend. When you come up, firm the glutes, the belly, the thighs, lift the head and the chest, and come up with your arms at your sides, and then lift your arms overhead. And exhale. You're going to take your right shin on top of the left thigh, past the ankle bone, like you're making a number 4. If balance is challenging, you can make sure you're close to something to hold on to. You're going to bend the standing leg, and you're going to let your tailbone lift. You maybe could come to your elbows, or if you had a block on the ground or the ground was available, you could take your hands to the ground. So when you're in this position, however low you are, you want to make sure that you're not rounding the back, but you're lifting the tailbone. That's how you're going to feel the stretch in that right leg. And we're going to inhale, slowly come up. And exhale, release. Before we switch sides, separate your feet, let your knees soften, and let your arms wrap. Try to keep the entire soles of the feet on the ground. And we're going to shift the weight to the other leg, taking that leg on top, just past the ankle bone. Begin bending the standing leg. So you can be with hands, elbows, or on the ground. Taking a couple of big breaths in and out through the nose. And then slowly coming up. And both feet back on the ground. Let the arms come forward and back, and let the knees bend slightly. So knees bend, arms up, legs straighten, arms down. And shake out the hands, the fingers. If you have a block handy, I want you to grab your block. I'm going to do this one to the side just so it's easier to see. So we're going to inhale, stretch the arms overhead. This time you're going to let the hands pass through the center of the chest, and then begin to lean into the right leg, lifting the left. So we did this just a moment ago. So you can either stay here or bring the right hand down to your block and the left hand to your hip. And you can either stay here or you can begin to open up through that left hip and through the left arm. So the work that we did on the hands and knees, lifting the leg, prepares for the strength that we need for this posture. Then you're going to bend that knee and set the foot down, straightening the front leg and coming into triangle pose. So your hand could be anywhere on this leg that it's comfortable, or it can be on the ground and you're stretching up to that top arm. Then this hand's going to come down to your hip. You're going to bend the front knee, and you're going to inhale to warrior one. You're going to exhale, take the hands behind you, interlace the fingers. Inhale, roll the shoulders open, and exhale, begin to fold, placing that shoulder on top of the thigh, releasing the head, firming the belly, and if you want, stretching the arms away from the back. It's really important that you're strong through your center. And then the hands are going to come to the hips. You're going to squeeze in as you lift your torso back upright. And inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, warrior two. And inhale, extended warrior. And exhale, side angle. Then we're going to inhale, come upright, and turn the feet so that they're parallel. You're going to have the feet nice and wide, and when you look at the feet, the big toes are parallel. You're going to bring the hands to the hips. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, open up to the front of the chest. And exhale, forward fold. Take the hands on the ground underneath the shoulders. We're going to round the back on the out breath and let the upper back arch on the in breath. 2 more times. Exhale, strengthening through your center. Inhale. Last time. Exhale. And inhale, flat back. Heel toe the feet in just a little bit closer and let the knees bend. Bring your hands on the top of the thighs and slowly press yourself up. Make sure that you're not holding your breath. And then we're going to come back to the front. And you'll move your block onto the other side of your mat. We're going to inhale, arms overhead. This time we're going to take the hands down through the center of the chest. You'll lean into your left leg and lift your right leg. And you can stay here, or you can bring the left hand down and the right hand on the hip. You can stay here or begin opening up and lifting the arm. So any of that is fine. Firming through the center. Then we're going to bend the left knee, slide the right foot back, straighten the front leg, and come into tree pose. You're wanting to lengthen the spine and look up towards the top hand, if it's okay on your neck. Then this right hand's going to come to your hip. You're going to look down. You're going to start bending your left knee and inhale the arms up and exhale them behind you. You're going to roll open the shoulders. Inhale. Firming the belly, you're going to start to exhale, fold towards that left leg. And if you're comfortable, releasing the head and pressing the arms away from the back, staying strong through your center. And then release the hands. They're going to come to the hips. They're going to gently squeeze in as you lift yourself back up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Look over the front hand. Inhale, extended warrior. Exhale, side angle. Then we're going to inhale, come up, and again, parallel both of the feet. And we're going to slowly take our weight forward and the hands on the ground. If you had your block handy, you would take your block between, because we're going to take the hand down and we're going to twist to the left. So left hand can stay on the hip or it can stretch up, just depending on how much you want to work in the upper back. And exhale, look down, switch hands. You're pressing down through the bottom hand and opening up through the top shoulder, chest, waist, and either leaving the hand down or stretching it up. And exhale, looking down. You're going to heel toe the feet a little bit closer together, and you're going to bring your thighs, your elbows to your thighs. Then you're going to take one hand on the top of the thigh and straighten that arm and let the shoulder drop down. You're resisting it by pressing your hand into your leg and your leg into your hand. Hopefully you feel a nice stretch through the side. And then we'll come back to the center and then we'll switch. So it's that dropping of the shoulder down and in that creates the stretch. And then heel toe the feet, bend the knees, firm the belly, and slowly come all the way up. Inhale and exhale. So take a moment to get steady on your feet. I want you to close your eyes. Bring your head over your pelvis. Allow your chin to be parallel to the ground. And shift your weight left and right. And then coming over to the left, you're going to lift your right knee and come into tree pose. So you can either be at the calf or right above the knee or at the inner thigh or even at the ankle. And you can take the arms out or overhead. And we'll exhale, release. And second side, taking your time. Making sure that the thigh and the foot are moving in toward one another, or the leg and the foot, so that you're not pushing harder on the foot than you're lifting the leg. And exhale. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, walking the hands forward on the mat, bring the knees down, sit on the heels, come into child's pose. Notice the heat that you've created in your body, the connection to your breath, the strength that you've been working on building, and you can slowly press yourself up. If you're comfortable sitting on your heels for a moment, just pause here. And then we're gonna stretch out the legs, wiggle the toes, roll the feet, the ankles. You're gonna bend the right knee and take the right leg across. So this right foot can be up high towards the hip. It could be down low by the calf. So you can kind of figure out the best placement. Then you're going to take the opposite elbow crease around the knee, and you're going to gently draw this knee in towards the midline with the arm, but you're resisting it by pressing it out with the knee. So this resistance is what creates that opening around the sciatic notch and the stretch in the hip. You're going to extend the right arm out to your side, and you're going to turn to the right with the arm extended behind you as you're pulling in this knee. And then you're going to set the hand down as a kickstand to keep your spine straight. The extended leg is active, and you're breathing as you turn. And then you're going to slowly unwind. You're going to keep this knee where it is. You're going to let this bottom leg relax, and you're going to bend, which is not super easy. Bend that bottom leg and set the top knee on top of the bottom knee. So I'm going to give you two options here. If your knees will stack on top of one another, you're going to fold in this position. If the knees don't stack and the knees more up, you're going to stay in this position, hugging this knee in with both arms and turning. So you can try out both positions and see which one feels optimal for you. And then we're going to pause here for a few breaths so you can close your eyes. Relax your face and your jaw. And then we're going to slowly come upright. Pause here. We did this at the beginning of class. You're going to pull the navel towards the spine, let the lower back round a bit. You're going to lift the knees. Remember which leg you have on top, and you're going to extend the legs. And then we're going to come to the other side. So right leg's going to be straight, left foot's going to cross. Remembering you can be anywhere as long as you have that foot firmly planted on the ground. You're going to take that left knee and draw it in with the right arm and find the counter pressure. The left arm's going to come out to the left. So this gets you to twist by engaging the abdominal muscles and not just using the arms. So we twist as far as we can go with using the pressure through the left knee, then take the left hand down. The right leg's going to stay active, and you're going to twist, pulling that knee in as well as pressing it out. A few deep breaths here. Staying firm through your center. And then we're going to slowly release. You can lean into that straight leg to bend the bottom knee. Take the top knee on top, the left knee on top, and either forward fold or hug both arms in that left knee as you twist to the left. Closing your eyes. Taking a few deep breaths. And slowly making your way up. You're going to engage the glute muscles, engage the abdominal muscles. I want you to interlace your fingers and bring them to the outsides of the knees. And then extend the arms, but keep the knees bent. You're going to touch the heels down and up. Down and up. If this hurts your back, give a little pressure to the backs of your knees so that you can still access the core without overdoing it in the back. And then open up your knees. We're going to take a wide diamond and you're going to take your feet apart. You're going to give a little pressure into the arches of the feet. And we're going to fold. This is going to give some relief to the sacral area. Make sure that you're staying firm in your lower abdominal muscles to support the stretch. And then we're going to come up slowly. And you're going to slide your feet in. Take your hands to your feet and try to open up the soles of the feet. So open them as much as they'll go and then lift the chest. Draw the shoulders down. This gets more into the groin. And if it's helpful for you to have your hands behind you and do this, you could do that as well. So it would look like this. Shoulders pull down and back, and you're pressing a little bit so that you get a little bit more stretch. And then bring the hands outside of the knees and bring the knees together and slide the legs forward and stretch forward. Bring your hands wherever they will go on your legs, and we're going to come into a straight leg forward bend. If this feels like too much in your back, back off. We're stretching the hamstrings here, as well as the back of the body. And inhale, lift the head. We're going to make our way onto the back. So take your time. Bring your feet wide enough that when your knees touch, they're relaxing into one another with very little effort. Breathing here in and out. On your next exhalation, you're going to press the lower back into the ground and hold it there for your next cycle of breath. And then you're going to release. Inhale. Exhale, press the lower back into the ground. And hold the shape there. So you're still breathing, but you're holding that shape, pressing the lower back down, which engages that very low abdominal area below the belly button. And you're going to relax the back again. Take the knees apart so the feet are about the width of the mat. You're going to engage the glute muscles. You're going to engage the abdominal muscles, which means your lower back is going to get a little longer. And then you're going to lift the hips off the ground. So the feet are wide, and you're going to sway the hips left and right. And then lift the hips. They may not go as high as they would if the feet were together, but lift the hips as high as you're comfortable, using the strength of the belly and the butt. So really feel the butt and also the thighs working. And then slowly release. You're going to let the left knee drop in and the right knee drop out. The left heel, you can get closer to your left hip if that helps you get more out of the stretch. And try to soften the abdomen here. So once you're here, you're going to relax there in the belly and the jaw and the face. And then you're going to lift your knees. So part of what makes some of these stretches feel more, that you feel them more, is because we just did all of the strength building. You're going to drop the knees the other direction. So we just used all of our muscles. We really worked on strengthening the glutes and the thighs and the core. And so then when we stretch right after we've strengthened, sometimes you feel the stretch in a deeper way because the muscles are warm and you've just been using them. Take a few deep breaths. And then you're going to lift the hips back up. This time you're going to bring the feet so that they're touching, the inner ankles are touching. You're going to press the lower back down. You're going to engage the glutes, so squeeze and contract the butt. And then you're going to lift the hips again. So this might feel very different than when the legs were wide. So on this one, you might be able to roll your shoulders under a bit. Try to keep the knees as close together, if not touching. And if this bothers the knees, drop the hips down a little bit lower. Squeeze in through the waist. On an exhale, you're going to let the butt come almost to the ground. And then inhale, butt back up. Exhale, almost to the ground. So this is strengthening all of those muscles that support the pelvis and the lower back. So you're going to follow your breath. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, going down. 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. It's okay if your muscles start to shake a little bit. Last one. And then as you set your hips down, you're going to open up the knees and bring the soles of the feet together. And you can have your legs in a narrow diamond, or you can slide the feet forward and take a wide diamond. I want you to relax in the abdomen and breathe down into your belly for a few cycles of breath. What sensations are you feeling in your body? And then bring your hands to the outsides of the knees and press the knees together. And then one at a time, bring your knees in close towards your torso. And you can gently shift your weight left and right. You're going to take your arms out wide on the ground and you're going to let your knees drop over to the left. And you're going to turn your head to the right. When your knees come down, if you're not comfortable and you have a blanket handy, you can bring a blanket in between your knees. So there's a little less strain and a little more ease. You can take that left hand to the outer right knee if that feels helpful to deepen your stretch. And let your head be comfortable. So if it's not comfortable to look to the right, let your head stay in neutral. And then you're going to lift your right knee first, and then your left, and then you're going to take them to the right. If you want to move your blanket with you, you can, and you're going to let the face look left or keep the head in neutral. You can bring your right hand outside that left leg. Relaxing through the abdomen, through the jaw, the forehead. And then you're going to lift that left knee first, and then the right, going back to center. And you're going to stretch your legs straight up so the soles of the feet are reaching up towards the ceiling, firming the thighs. Try to leave your sacrum on the ground, which means you've really got to engage the core. We're going to roll the feet both directions, wiggle the toes, bend the right knee out, taking the right outer shin on the left thigh, just past the ankle bone. Reach the hands underneath that left knee, and then let the left knee relax. You're going to bring the right elbow inside the right inner thigh. You're going to press that elbow and leg away as you draw your left thigh in closer. So we did a version of this standing. We often do one seated. So this is another version you can do. Supine, pigeon. And then straighten the left leg. Release the hands, straighten the right leg. And then we're going to switch. So the hands are going to come underneath the right leg. You're going to let the right leg relax. The elbow sneaks inside that left inner thigh, pressing away. And we draw the right thigh down. It's that counter pressure that makes the stretch a bit sweeter and more stable. And once you feel like you've had an equal stretch, you're going to straighten the right leg, straighten the left leg. Take the legs out wide, stretching through that inner groin. And then let the knees bend. And then bring the feet down. And again, let the knees release into one another. And anytime you're ready, you can slide into Shavasana, resting pose. Get as comfortable as you can with something to keep you warm, something to support you. Take some deep, slow breaths. I'm going to read a short poem by Mary Oliver I've read many times. The title of it is The Uses of Sorrow. Someone I loved once gave me a box full of darkness. It took me years to understand that this too was a gift. Shavasana. Allow your breath to deepen. You can wiggle your fingers, your toes. You can stretch out your arms. Bend your knees one at a time. And roll to your side. Take a full cycle of breath on your side before you come up to seated. And go ahead and make your way up. Bring your palms together. Thank you for joining class today. Mia and Anna and Jill and Rhonda and Jessma and Ellen. Thank you for being on this path. Kindness and compassion. We have to begin with offering it to ourselves before we can truly offer it to each other. We can never have too much kindness. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be protected. May you be healthy in your body and your mind and your spirit. And may you love and accept yourself exactly as you are. Namaste. Thank you.